Hi there, hope you are doing well, hope you are preparing well for your GRE and TOEFL and IELTS if you want to give. So this very important part for your admission procedure, your admission application procedure, that mailing beforehand to that professors. So if you are really interested in any particular lab, then it's very important to showcase your interest for that particular lab beforehand, means before giving that GRE, TOEFL, etc. exams. So you can directly mail to that professors before giving the GRE and TOEFL, so that professors can get your name that you are really interested in their work. So that will help actually in your applications, that when the professor will get your application, in the lot of application they will get. So among that, they will give you preference. They may give you preference, and this doesn't matter that much for US university, but this does really matter for like Europe, like Max Planck, like any other university, like Leiden Medical University. And I have seen many students of my friends that they are mailing beforehand, and that's really important for that admission procedure. And for Canada also, that really matters. And Australia, Canada, US, actually GRE and TOEFL you have to give, and then only you can get the official admissions, and that's fine, but you can mail beforehand to your professors. So whenever you are mailing, and we have some another video how to write mail for that particular professors, for any desired professors to for applying your graduate research opportunity, and what you have to include in that mail, that we will discuss in some another video. But for this video, what I want to say, that whenever you are mailing in your professors, then it's very important to attach a very attractive CV, because first impression is the last impressions. So if you write in the last part of the mail that for your reference I'm attaching my mail, so that will showcase your potential to be a good candidate for their lab, and that will some extent make that professor's mind that okay, this student is very much diligent, and that student can be very accurate position for our lab, accurate candidate for our lab. So how to sketch your CV before CV writing is very important task and a time consuming task. It's not right that you will take a paper and you will start to write in a single day. It's not like that. You have to first think about the procedure, what you have to include. That's why this video is for you. You don't have time. You have to read for GRE, you have to read for TOEFL, and you have to read for semester exam also. So don't think about that. Just follow my video. And if you follow the rule, what I will say now, I can guarantee you will get 95% response from all the university professors. So let's start. This video is about how to sketch your CV. What the materials you have to marshal to include in your CV. That's the main motto to understand in this video. So first part, in the video, I will show that in your CV, in the top of your CV, you have to write what? You have to write your name, your address. That is the very initial things, and that you will get all the details in some another video. But the main portions of the CV, that is the main part, which is called the main body of the CV, that actually will discuss and that will describe your every achievement, your interest of the field, how you have gone your interest, how you have reached to the acme of your interest, and are you sure that this particular interest you will take continuations on the whole of a research life. And the next part is that to show that you have already done some project which is very related to the particular professors or a particular lab research you are applying for. That is the most important part. And I have seen from my experience also, if you can correlate your previous project experience in your CV with the lab research in which you are applying for, you will get the best answer, and no one can retain you to get chance to work at that lab. So it's very important to show your previous research experience and correlate that with the lab you are applying for. So in the main part of the body, first is very important, that the previous research experience, and that many professors look for that part, previous research experience. And in many interview in Europe, like KIT or many other university, I have seen they directly will ask from your CV. And in one university, I will tell you a story. In one university in South Korea, I have seen there has a room, and all the professors, means not all the professors, all the postdoc student and all the PhD students were there for my interview process, and professors also were there, and they all took my CV in their hand, and they were just reading my CV very carefully, and they have questions, all the questions they have asked from my CV. So it's very important, and be very truthful whatever you are writing in your CV, because if you write anything false, they will easily understand, because they have experience, let's say more than 15 or 20 years. So before giving the look of GRE and TOEFL score, they will see your CV in some university. In some university, maybe some exception happen. So in previous research experience, you have to include whatever research you have done. I hope that when you are applying for the US university or Canada or Australia, then you should have 4 or 5 research experience in previous, which actually in the same field in which you are applying for. So the next part of the body is also important, and that's why it has been written in very bold manner, that the publications and poster presentation. If you have got any publications from the previous research, or if you have already submitted some paper, you can write that one. Or if you have written some book chapter, if you have written some review, but that is under process to checking, you can also include that one in your CV. In CV, include everything, but in a very well-mannered way, and be very truthful. Don't exaggerate your potential. If you have potential, it's enough to get you admission. Believe me, don't exaggerate. They will easily understand. Publications, if you don't have, that's also fine for the US university for MSc student, but for MTech student, it's really very difficult if you have don't any publication. And next thing, if you have the poster presentation, that also can include. Like me, I don't have any publications at the time of admissions, but I had 2 poster presentation and I included. And one university in Europe, they asked directly, what was that poster presentation? What were your experience? What were your experience? What questions you can generate from that poster? And that's really important. And next thing is that that's also important, but not that much, is the last part of the body, how much software, how much extra academic activity you have. Look, any research in future will give in the software based. Like in chemistry, you don't have to do reactions in your hand. After some days, after future, you have a robot which is generated, which is maintained by some software, and they will do reaction for you. So it's very important to showcase your potential for C++, for Python. Like me, I can give an example. I don't have any software activity, but I started to learn Python and I started to learn C++. That's why I wrote like that. I started learning Python, but I have not completed. That also you can write. You have started learning, but you have not completed. And be truthful in that case. And be potential, and you can also show your potential. And next is the extra academic activity. Like if you have any EDX course certificate, if you have any course certificate, you can just include that one. It's very helpful. I have seen one student in Johns Hopkins University got admission just because of that. Johns Hopkins University, you know, very well-known university, and they have very various types of course in Coursera and EDX. And they did it. So the student included in his CV that I was interested from that course into that university. So that was a really good point to correlate your interest to that university. And that's a really truthful point and really very exciting point for the admissions board to check your potential. And that's very important, so include that one. And next, the last point is the influential reference. So what type of reference you have to add? First, add your MTech or MSc thesis guide. If you have any collaborations, that's very good, because you can show I can do collaborative work. And if you don't have, that's also fine. And then include your project guide, like intern or summer intern or winter intern. Include the referee from there. And then if you don't have that, also fine. And then include from your MSc or MTech other professors, excluding your thesis guide. That also really helpful. So that are the sketching of the CV. So you have to think about these points before writing your CV. Hope you understood all the concepts what I want to convey for your CV preparations, and that's really helpful. Believe me, if you follow this rule, you will get 95% answer from various professors. Thank you for watching. In some later video also, we will discuss how to describe all the points in your CV. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Bye.